First, I'd like just to thank everyone here for this amazing opportunity and everything that you've provided. Imagine going to bed without dinner, only to wake up the next morning without breakfast. Now, imagine that going on for days. Now try weeks or even months. That's the harsh reality of food insecurity. And the worst part is, we often don't even see it's happening. Here in Kansas, 375,000 individuals suffer with some level of food insecurity. And in Johnson County, 1 in 4 children suffer every day not knowing where they'll find their next meal. Food insecurity is plaguing our community, and for most, there's little help in sight. We are in the midst of a war against hungry bellies, and our time to act has come. That means we have a decision to make. And with all good decisions, we should apply the 4-way test. Should we continue to support organizations that help fight food insecurity? Because this fight is the truth. It is fair to all concerned because our efforts build goodwill and friendship, and because it is beneficial to all concerned, regardless of the trials they've overcome. First, is it the truth? In a world of lies and misconceptions, it can be hard to find that faithful glow of truth. But when it comes to fighting hunger in our own community, the truth shines through. I'm lucky enough to have experienced this truth firsthand. And when I was about 9 years old, I was privileged to witness the birth of a new organization in our own community. My mom was assigned the daunting task of creating a new food pantry for our church in order to reach out to those families in need of support. And I, being an elementary schooler in need of some service hours, was determined to help her. Just like any other new organization, our food pantries faced several serious hurdles in its first years of existence. We needed a space to operate, a way to get our mission to the people. But above all else, we needed donations of time and resources. It was in this time of need that I witnessed one of the greatest truths. Deep down, people are full of both love and generosity. It started with the members of our church. Hundreds upon hundreds of donations came pouring in. Cans of food, boxes of cereal, and just about everything in between. It was amazing, but the most impressive part was the number of volunteers beyond the walls of our sanctuary. We had no idea the giving nature of this wonderful city, and in just the first few years, we obtained the help of numerous scouting troops, along with both Christian and non-Christian organizations, and in no time, found ourselves with a team more than ready to help with weekly distribution and stocked shelves. It was overwhelming to look back at what we had achieved. I had been a part of something wonderful, and it felt amazing. Little did I know, this was just the start. It was a few weeks later I discovered another great truth. Food pantries are not about food at all. I know, it's hard to believe, but it's true. These programs are about community and living together in a world of differences. We gave people food when they couldn't pay in dollars, and yet these people always found a way to return the favor. Some paid in their stories, and others in their smiles. Others still paid simply by their presence. It was just enough to know that these individuals could impact our lives infinitely more than we could ever impact theirs. And through my experiences, I can tell you the tragic reality of hunger is inconceivable, and just a little bit of compassion can make monumental differences. So yes, this battle against hunger is difficult, but through the trial shines the great light of truth. Now, we must ask again, is this fight fair to all concerned? In order to answer this question, I believe we should first decide what should be considered fair. If hunger truly is a battle, then our efforts are certainly justified. After all, all's fair in love and war, right? Truly, this is a battle of life and death, and every step in the right direction is bringing fairness to all concerned. People don't choose a life of hunger and poverty. They don't suddenly decide to fall into unmanageable debt so that they can pay off their medical bills. Life has shortchanged hundreds of thousands of Americans, and it is unfair. Thus, our kind thoughts and actions do promote fairness to those concerned. And this does not only apply to those in need. When someone chooses to help, rather than stand by, they open themselves to new experiences and new relationships that will stick with them for the rest of their days. Our actions have meaningful results that do promote fairness. So yes, it is indeed fair to all concerned. Now, our actions not only promote truth and fairness, but they can actually build goodwill and friendship. As I said before, food pantries are about relationships as much as anything. And through service, I have found new friendships with those I'd never have imagined. I can only conclude that when people come together for a good cause, good things come. I have found more in common with these families, both volunteering and receiving, than I found with some of the very people I see every day. Who would have thought that a 70-year-old cancer survivor could take hours out of his day to talk about musical theater with me? or that a child of 5 would more than happily explain exactly what she had learned in school that day. It's true, this goodwill is often found few and far between, but when it is needed most, there is an abundance. Finally, we decide whether it's beneficial to all concerned. Ultimately, this question comes down to who benefits from the programs that fight food insecurity, and I'd argue that's just about everyone. Now, I've already made it clear how it benefits the struggling and even how it benefits those willing to help, but the fight doesn't stop there. People from all corners of the globe would benefit from a more hands-on approach to fighting food insecurity. Even those who don't give can enjoy some of the benefits. We don't often think about it, but how different would our world be without the public-private organizations that supply millions of meals every day? Who would be there to help them? Are we really going to turn a blind eye to those who need us most? Instead, let us picture a world full of people willing to lend a hand, people going out of their way to make sure everyone gets their fill. This world is not far from our reach, and the steps to get there are beneficial to all concerned. Food insecurity is affecting our nation, but no one is alone as long as we have these programs to help and guide those in need. That's why it's crucial that we continue to express our support for the organizations that keep the truth, show fairness to all involved, build goodwill, friendships, and benefit all concerned. The four-way test has always been an important part of the decision-making process, and hopefully it's helped make this decision easier today. Tonight, people will be going to bed without dinner, but tomorrow, maybe we can be the ones to help provide them breakfast. Thank you.